The 2027 Hyundai Santa Fe is solving every owner complaint at once with a brand new powertrain, a redesigned exterior, and technology that puts most rivals to shame. If you've been holding off on the Santa Fe because of its polarizing design or its lack of a genuinely efficient powertrain, what Hyundai has just put together is the version you've actually been waiting for. Most people assume a 600-mile driving range is something only a full-size gas-powered truck can deliver, but this mid-size SUV is about to hit that number while running almost entirely on electricity. Brand new hybrid powertrain. Right from the start, the powertrain is the real story here, because this isn't a standard hybrid setup. What Hyundai is bringing to the table is something called an E-Rev, an extended-range electric vehicle. The principle is straightforward, but the results are genuinely impressive. The gasoline engine in the Santa Fe E-Rev doesn't touch the wheels. Instead, it serves a single purpose, acting as a generator, continuously recharging the battery that feeds the electric motor, doing the actual driving. In terms of feel and character behind the wheel, this setup delivers something far closer to a genuine EV experience than any conventional hybrid could. Smooth, quiet, and immediate in its power delivery, that's what drivers are going to get. One of the most frustrating things about shopping for an efficient SUV is having to choose between fuel economy and the freedom to drive as far as you want. Hybrids help, but they still leave range-conscious buyers watching the gauge on longer trips. That's exactly what the E-Rev setup eliminates, because total driving range is expected to reach up to 600 miles, putting it well ahead of most plug-in hybrids on the market today. Whether the drive is a daily commute or a cross-state run, the Santa Fe E-Rev handles both without any compromise. Under the hood, a 2.5-liter turbocharged gasoline engine will be paired with an electric motor and a large-capacity battery expected to exceed 40 kilowatt-hours. Because the engine operates at a consistent, optimal speed at all times, rather than fluctuating with driving demands, fuel consumption is steadier and more efficient than a conventional hybrid. The gas engine steps in only when the battery needs replenishment, while the electric motor handles everything else. The driving experience, for all practical purposes, is electric, and that's a first for the Santa Fe in the US market. Now, a powertrain like this is genuinely exciting, but it's only going to sell if buyers actually want to look at the vehicle, and that's been the Santa Fe's real problem. Fixing the controversial styling. When the fifth-generation Santa Fe arrived, its angular, boxy design was, to put it plainly, divisive. The H-shaped LED headlights and low-set horizontal taillights set it apart from every competitor on the road. Not always in a good way. In key markets, the Santa Fe was outsold by older, smaller rivals, a clear signal that the styling was working against it. The 2027 update is arriving as part of a mid-cycle refresh, and Hyundai is using it to address the exterior design directly. Prototype test vehicles have already been spotted during durability testing, wearing a level of camouflage that's unusually heavy for a mid-cycle update, with covering across the hood, lights, doors, and rear section. Korean sources are describing it as one of the most significant mid-life updates the brand has ever undertaken, and the evidence from those spy shots supports that claim. What's hiding underneath all that disguise are completely redesigned lighting units. The controversial horizontal taillights are going away, replaced by slim, vertical taillights climbing the rear corners of the vehicle. A narrow light strip connecting those vertical units is also expected, creating a clean, modern look at the rear, a meaningful departure from the current setup. Up front, the headlights are moving further outboard, giving the Santa Fe a wider stance and a more assertive face. The overall design direction is shifting toward Hyundai's Art of Steel language, the same approach used on the striking Nexo hydrogen SUV. Core proportions stay intact, but both ends of the vehicle are changing enough to give the 2027 Santa Fe a completely different visual identity. And if you think the exterior updates are significant, wait until you see what's happening inside the cabin. Interior updates. Inside the 2027 Santa Fe, the cabin is seeing a meaningful refresh across both materials and technology. New color schemes and updated interior materials are arriving with the refresh, pushing the perceived quality noticeably higher. Details on specific trim choices remain limited at this stage, but the direction is clearly toward a more premium feel throughout the passenger space. Most drivers spend the majority of their time in the vehicle glancing at a screen, checking navigation, switching audio sources, or adjusting settings on the go. When that screen is small or awkwardly positioned, every interaction takes a little longer than it should. That's the problem the new display is solving. The current model's 12.3-inch touchscreen is being replaced by a 17-inch unit, a substantial jump that changes how the entire dashboard feels. Rather than integrating into a curved panel alongside the instrument cluster, the new screen arrives as a standalone tablet-style display positioned above the center console. The expected 16:9 aspect ratio makes maps, menus, and media far easier to read at a glance. Above the new display, the digital instrument cluster is also being redesigned. The outgoing 12.3-inch driver display gives way to a more compact 9.9-inch unit, trimmed down in size but refined in appearance. Physical buttons and knobs are staying in place for essential functions like climate control, a practical decision that keeps common adjustments quick and hands-on, without routing everything through a touchscreen menu. So the interior is getting a serious upgrade, but a bigger screen means very little if the software running on it isn't up to the task. And that's exactly where Hyundai is making its next big move. New OS and connectivity features. The 2027 Santa Fe will run on Plios Connect, Hyundai's new operating system built on the Android automotive platform. This is a significant step beyond what the current model offers. The interface draws from smartphone design thinking, featuring split view and multi-window functionality that lets drivers keep multiple applications visible at the same time. A built-in app marketplace is also part of the Plios platform, allowing owners to download and update native applications directly through the vehicle. Alongside the new OS, an AI voice assistant called Glio AI is integrated into the system, responding to commands with a natural, conversational tone that goes well beyond typical vehicle voice recognition. Anyone who has ever sat in a parking lot waiting for a laptop to charge from a standard car outlet knows how frustrating slow charging can get, especially on a road trip where time matters. The current Santa Fe offers USB Type-C ports, capable of 27 watts of output, which handles a smartphone without issue but falls short when a laptop or tablet is in the picture. The 2027 model steps that up considerably. The new ports are going to deliver around 50 watts, making proper fast charging of laptops a realistic option during drives between cities. For buyers who use their vehicle as a mobile workspace, that's not a minor footnote. It's a meaningful daily upgrade, and with the hardware and software story now firmly in place, the only thing left to cover is the part most buyers are already wondering about: when it's arriving and what it's going to cost. Launch date and price. The 2027 Hyundai Santa Fe E-Rev is going to make its debut later this year, with sales to follow. The timing fits into Hyundai's broader electrification push, which includes E-Rev introductions from Genesis and Kia in the same general timeframe. Prototypes are already well into testing in California, South Korea, and Australia, which suggests the development timeline is firmly on track. On pricing, the picture is still developing. The current Santa Fe lineup is positioned competitively within the mid-size SUV segment, and with a new powertrain, refreshed exterior, upgraded interior, and a new operating system, all arriving at once. Some movement in price would be reasonable. That said, nothing from Hyundai's direction suggests a significant jump is coming. Pricing is expected to remain competitive, keeping the Santa Fe within reach of the same broad audience it currently serves. The 2027 Hyundai Santa Fe is arriving with answers to questions owners have been asking for years. The brand new E-Rev powertrain delivers up to 600 miles of total range, with an electric driving feel backed by a gas engine that never touches the wheels. It's a setup no other Santa Fe has offered before. The exterior refresh is replacing the controversial horizontal taillights with slim vertical units and pushing the headlights further outboard, giving this SUV the kind of presence it should have had from the start. Inside, a 17-inch standalone touchscreen and the new Plios Connect operating system bring the technology up to speed, while 50-watt USB ports make the cabin genuinely useful for drivers who spend serious time on the road. A launch is expected later this year, with pricing projected to stay competitive. And if Hyundai sticks the landing on all of the above, the 2027 Santa Fe is going to be a very difficult vehicle to argue against. With this brand new powertrain, it's clear that the Santa Fe will improve its market position, but it won't be as easy, because the competition is stronger than ever, and also includes unconventional models like the Toyota Crown Signia. You can check it out in our next video. Unique styling, luxurious cabin, and super efficient powertrain are just some of the things that make this crossover so appealing.